From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts.
You take care of getting the lands. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
She has to pay for all the harm she's done to me.
Meanwhile, let us remain on our guard against any last-minute surprises. I know my brother well. He never prepares for war if he has no chance of winning.
Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good, you know.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
Don't make me your competition, de Richet. You are no match.
Trust yourself. It's all already in there. Dear friends, I'd like to thank you for your continued trust and confidence. I admit that during these past few days, there has been much upheaval. I understand you have all been affected by this. Nevertheless, the world doesn't stop turning, and we are in fact on the verge of reshaping the modern world.
That is what we are all here for, my lord.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Monsieur Bonaparte. Now you all know what we have to do. I cannot warn you strongly enough. If one of Sir Gregory's guests asks to speak with you, remain on your guard. It is highly likely that he will try to rally as many supporters to his cause as he can.
Don't worry, William. We are all here to support your project through to its conclusion.
Thank you, George. Now, please, go and get some rest before the conference begins, which won't be long now. Louis, stay with me a moment, won't you? I'll be needing your services in a certain matter.
Yes, of course. What's the matter?
Louis, you are the only one here who I totally trust. It is very likely that Gregory will take possession of some of the members of our team. I shall keep them in check over the next few hours. However, I'll need you to... how can I say this? To persuade the members of Gregory's group.
What do you mean by that exactly?
You'll have free rein, my son. Persuade all of them. Use every possible means imaginable. But no physical violence. Let's be very, very clear about that. You must bring them all over to our side. One after the other. You can do this. I know it.
Very well, Father.
Now go, and come back and see me once you've finished.
I'll be off then. Your Eminence, would you have a moment?
I shouldn't really, Louis, as you can imagine.
Rest assured, I've come just as a friend.
All right then, Louis. But be quick.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
It's got nothing to do with it, but... You didn't come and see me in my room a few hours ago, did you?
Does he remember anything? Oh no. No, I'm sorry. You must be mistaken. I've been speaking to Lord Mortimer in his study.
I must have dreamed it then. It seems so real.
Don't blame yourself, Your Eminence. We're all exhausted, I can assure you of that.
That's very kind of you, Louis. I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment, but I feel rather fragile.
Poor man seems terrified. It'd be a good idea if I reassured him a little before trying to get him to change sides.
Oh, what did you want from me exactly?
Tell me, Your Eminence, do you know anything about symbols and dreams?
Come, Louis. The scriptural law rejects all divination through dreams. You ought to know that.
Of course, I wasn't suggesting that these visions were messages from God, Your Eminence. But it might be that when we rest, our mind imagines situations based on things that left an impression on it. Take your dream, for example. What did it speak of?
I'm not sure that I can speak about it.
Don't worry, Your Eminence. There's no one else here but me.
Well, I was right here, in my room, and you came to see me. Then it all became confusing. I know that Mr. von Wollner was here too. No, it's not possible.
What was he doing?
He tried to harm you.
Damn it. He does have memories of what happened. Your Eminence, you have no reason to worry, because I'm right here in front of you, in perfect health.
Yes, you are right.
You're probably just a little tired, overworked, that's all.
That's it. Just a bit tired. Anyway, thank you for listening. Please excuse me, Louis, if I've wasted your time. You came to see me about the conference, I imagine. And here I go rambling on about I don't know what nonsense.
No need to apologize, Your Eminence. Think nothing of it.
What did you want to speak to me about?
Right. It's now or never to get him to change his mind.
Dear Lord, don't abandon me. I am your humble servant. Show me the way.
I must admit that opposing you pains me, and it pains Lord Mortimer a great deal as well.
I can well imagine. You should know that I am not happy about it either.
He's an upright man who, like yourself, spends his time helping others and doing good around him. But you know that better than I do.
I owe him a lot, you know.
Your Eminence, if you feel you owe him something, let me tell you it's not too late to show it.
It's thanks to him that I took the Holy Orders. We met when I was very young, here, on this island. After our encounter, I had the firm conviction that my duty was to take the Holy Orders. To tell you the truth, I owe him everything.
Have you ever thanked him for it?
Never. You must find me ungrateful.
I would never dare, Your Eminence.
You came to persuade me to join him, didn't you?
I don't have that power, but I do sincerely believe that Lord Mortimer serves a righteous cause.
You are an angel who brings peace to the soul, my son.
Listen to your heart, Your Eminence.
You are right. To hell with all this political manipulation. Yes, I must listen to my conscience.
Yes, listen to that little voice in your head. What does it say?
Yes, Louis. I will vote for William's project. I will follow you.
I'm sure it will mean a great deal to Lord Mortimer, Your Eminence.
Once again, thank you, my son. Please leave me now. I must pray.
Of course, Your Eminence. I'll be on my way now. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly. Duke Manuel,
Richet.
I'm delighted to see you're standing by Lord Mortimer.
One cannot say that the situation is altogether reassuring, but I must admit, he does know what he's doing. Something tells me I've made the right choice. So, to thank you for persuading me to join you, what would you say to a nice piece of amber? I am given to understand that you collect it?
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Don't mention it to Isa. It is the least I can do. Good. See you at the vote.
I'll see you later then.
Right. Godoy is on board.
Don Quixote. Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Amber crystals. need to talk to von Wollner. Blast it. Holm is with him. Gentlemen.
Louis! I'm sorry, but we're waiting for Duke Manuel. If you wouldn't mind leaving us, I should think you already have enough to do as it is.
Very well. I didn't mean to disturb you. They're waiting for Duke Manuel. No doubt to make him change sides. All right. If they want him, then they'll get him.
Yes, monsieur. Is there something you wanted to add?
Concentrate. I need you to listen carefully to what I have to say, Godoy.
I am all ears.
Louis, push. I need you to do me a little favor. It's working, that's it, Louis. Get in his head.
Oh, dear. What is happening to me? I do not feel very well.
I need your help, sir. Get in his head. Oh, perfect.
Thank you, monsieur. I'm sure I'll know how to take full advantage of your vessel, now that I am Manuel.
Duke Manuel, here you are at last.
Sir Gregory, Mr. von Wollner.
Thank you for agreeing to this meeting. I shan't beat about the bush, my friend. I was very disappointed by your behavior. I had thought you more loyal. Consequently, my affection for you leads me to ask you to reconsider one last time.
I've already reconsidered it, Sir Gregory. I shall be loyal to you when it comes to the vote. Have no doubt about it.
Excellent news indeed, my friend. Did you hear, Johann?
Yes, and it comes at a most timely moment. I anticipate an overwhelming victory.
It goes without saying to keep it to yourself. I would like to give William a nice surprise.
Whatever you say.
I'll leave you with Johann a while. I still have a few things to settle. I shan't be long.
See you later, Sir Gregory.
Oh, Godoy. Come over here. I'm warming myself up. I had the misfortune to step outside and I'm frozen solid.
I wonder what he was doing outside. Something to do with what Holm asked him for, maybe. He's back from the landing stage. Damn. He must have gone to deposit Al-Azif for someone to pick up.
Mr. von Wollner, I wanted to speak to you. I'd like to make you an offer you can't refuse.
I'm all ears.
Now, we don't have much time, so here it is. You will vote for Mortimer.
What a strange idea, Godoy. You are being ridiculous. Tell me now, why would I do that?
Because Holm doesn't really know what he's doing. He reacts indiscriminately. He is isolated.
Don't underestimate his capacities. He's far from being on his own. Just one word from him, and nations will rise up in his support.
He no longer has any allies. Look around, for God's sake.
Allies? He doesn't care about allies. Once back on the continent, he will raise armies willing to die for him. They will all fall to their knees just to serve him. Because you are making a big mistake on one point. He has no end of power.
Right. Not a great start.
You are wasting your time, Duke Manuel. You know nothing about me, and your attempts to manipulate me have no effect. You behave as though we were close. Yet ever since you arrived, you've only been interested in your own little self.
Don't say that, Johann. We may not be friends, but we are allies.
Is that so? And what do you know about me, exactly? If he knew I was Gregory's son, he wouldn't try it on like this.
You are loyal and discreet. Just look at how you managed to get your hands on Al-Azif for Gregory.
But how?
Well, I'm more attentive than you seem to think. The fact remains, I was able to admire your expertise.
There wasn't a great deal to it, in actual fact.
I wouldn't exactly call him modest.
I don't know whether or not Gregory realizes how lucky he is to have you in his ranks, but for my part, I know a great man when I see one.
I thank you, Duke Manuel. But, tell me, why do you want to follow Mortimer all of a sudden?
Mortimer is planning something. We don't know everything. He must have something up his sleeve to be so confident.
Ah, really? And what do you think that might be?
He intends to get rid of all those unwilling to give their support to him.
You can't be serious. Look, you've seen as well as I have who's here, haven't you? This is insane!
Johann, one thing is certain. Mortimer never gives in. I think he is perfectly capable of making a clean sweep and starting over again if he thinks he has no other options. After all, who would complain? People everywhere crying out against oppression?
But these conferences take place according to rules. Have you forgotten?
We are talking about Lord William Mortimer here. Do you really believe he would stop at breaking a few rules?
No. Probably not. Look, I hear everything you're saying, but there is no chance that Mortimer can make us all change sides. That is why Sir Gregory can but win. You understand?
Think again. It's already too late. Now, you're the last one left. Your loyalty toward Gregory is honorable, but no longer makes any sense. If you don't change your mind, you'll be venturing into dangerous waters for no valid reason.
Unless it's to win.
Yes, but at what price? Think of all those who will be hostile toward you afterwards. Just think about it rationally a minute. Prussia has nothing directly at stake, so why put your position or your life in the balance?
I hear you. Honestly, betraying Gregory is... well, it's unthinkable. Unless I simply don't have any choice.
Yes, he's finally cracked.
Thank you for warning me.
You're welcome. There is nothing more natural between allies. I did what I could. Now, it's up to you. As for me, I'll vote for Mortimer. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Good. I mustn't lose too much time. See you later, my Lord Duke. Have a nice rest.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest. All right, I've retrieved everything.
Louis, there you are. Well, tell me, how did it go?
I did my best.
Whom did you manage to persuade?
Well, there's no point in wasting any time. I'm proud to report they've all come over to our side.
Ha ha, Louis, I'm impressed. I was sure you would succeed. I'm proud of you, my son. Even Johann? How did you manage to do it?
I possessed Godoy.
You possessed Godoy, of course. Very ingenious of you, I must say. Son, you've accomplished a veritable tour de force. I couldn't have done better myself. Now we are ready. The conference may begin. Assemble everyone in the conference room. Meet me there and let's get it over with. My friends, here we are at last, gathered together to close this conference. I would first of all like to thank you all for making the time to be here and lend your services. Gregory, I believe I may speak for both of us when I say that we are honored by your presence here.
You are perfectly right to do so, William. Thank you for putting your faith in us and for coming here to participate in this conference. Thank you for helping us to make the best decisions. And I especially want to thank you, William, for perfectly hosting us at your home during these past several days.
I'm not sure all the guests would agree to that. In any case, Holm doesn't seem to be himself.
Duchess Hillsborough will also not be voting. The poor woman has suffered a lot of upheaval lately. As she was feeling quite poorly, she apologizes, but she preferred to return to the continent.
The Duchess? I hope it's nothing serious.
Don't worry, Mr. President. I had someone escort her. The Duchess simply needs rest, and now she is in good hands.
I must say, Sir Gregory, you are beset by bad luck.
Indeed. One would think that I am hounded by ill fortune.
Good. I think we can begin. You will vote in turn on the question that interests us today. Are you for or against the transfer of ownership of Louisiana from Spain to France? Monsieur de Richet?
I vote for.
Duke Manuel?
For.
Your Eminence?
For. But I...
Gregory, please. Monsieur Napoleon?
For.
Mr. von Vollner?
For.
What?
Gregory, please refrain from interrupting the voting. You know the rules, brother. President Washington?
For.
The votes are now cast. The project is therefore approved.
Dirty traitor!
Mr. Godoy, soon you will be in charge of passing the territory of Louisiana over to France.
It will be done.
What have you done?
Me? Nothing, dear brother.
What have you done to me?
What have I done? Nothing, Gregory. You did it yourself. A word of advice. In the future, that is, if you have one, don't drink someone else's cup of tea without checking what's in it.
Father, what happened?
Sir Gregory, what's the matter? William, what have you done?
Not now.
You are mad, William! Father will punish you for this!
He will probably try, unless I get to him first.
But I cannot die!
No, you cannot die. You are, however, losing all sense of reason, as well as all your special abilities.
What did I drink?
Can't you guess? There are but few things that can have such an effect on such as we. You would know that if you ever ventured even a little way off of Father's beaten track.
Revenge!
Oh, no, my dear Gregory. You will not be taking any revenge. You will die stupidly, alone, enclosed in that rather withered body.
Help me!
After several centuries of near absolute power, here you find yourself on your hands and knees, hoping in vain that someone is going to help you. Tell me, what does that feel like? Never happened to me. Can't be good. You cannot leave your body, you cannot project yourself elsewhere, you cannot even contact Father. Go ahead, try. But you are my brother, so I ask you to remember that all this is your own fault. And I want you to understand I get absolutely no pleasure out of it. Well, very little.
You swine!
A new order is born today, brother. Enough of Father's hegemony. After all these years of servitude, I can finally stand up and oppose it. You chose to serve him, whatever his excesses. Now it's up to you to face the consequences of that choice.
Matt, I am stronger than you!
What? But... What on earth is happening? Am I dreaming or...
Louis, it's me, Gregory. Listen, we don't have much time.
But where are we?
Louis, I brought us here. You must act swiftly. I can't hold out for long. William has poisoned me. He must have used the blood of a former demon. I am no longer able to enter the body of someone else. The poison is gnawing away at me from the inside. I'm going to die, Louis.
But where are we?
In the ether. What you see is not real. It's only a mental projection created by my spirit. I'm occupying William's spirit at the moment, but I'm not going to be able to keep it up forever. Join me, Louis. Otherwise, all will be lost.
Yes. Yes, I'll join you.
Find a way. Hurry!
I must find them quickly.
I deserve a great destiny, and I will let nothing, nor no one, stand in the way of my dream.
History will remember me, and the sacrifices I made.
I sense that something is happening, but I could no longer move.
Dear God, if I lose the war against France, I will be doomed.
Mindful, alas, that we ourselves have had a share in such great indignities, which we now deplore from the depths of our hearts, we humbly ask your pardon and declare our readiness to atone by voluntary expiation, not only for our own personal offenses.
Emily?
Louis.
You were reciting something.
A prayer of atonement. It's my punishment, Louis, for what I did to Emma. I must do penance for all my sins.
It's a lot more complex than that. You're in the ether and...
I am dead, Louis. I am stuck at the place of my death and I can't seem to move. And I'm talking to an apparition that represents precisely why I lost my mind. The one for whom I committed the unforgivable.
Emily, listen to me. I assure you...
No, that's enough. I can't bear it anymore. Even in death, I have to pay for my errors. Isn't being dead payment enough? I am damned. Leave me alone, demons. I don't want to listen to you anymore. Off with you, Satan!
Leave her, Louis. There's nothing you can do for her. Very well, Emily. Very well.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, I confess, my God, I have sinned. Away from me, Satan! Never again will I heed your words. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, or renouncing the vows of their baptism. Mindful, alas, that we ourselves have had a share.
What am I doing here now? Nothing seems real.
You're nothing but a coward.
What a bunch of amateurs you are. Please, keep calm.
What on earth is going on here? I don't understand a thing.
Louis, don't waste any time. Appease them. My thoughts are becoming confused. Help me. Be quick.
Yes,
Not a minute to lose.
Looks like I've succeeded. They've all disappeared.
Louis, it's worked. But don't waste any time.
Yes, I'm coming. At least as soon as I found the exit.
Is anyone there? I can hear you. I know you're there. Help me. Help! Can anyone hear me? It's not
What?
fair. I don't deserve this.
What are you doing here?
You? It wasn't enough for you to let me be killed. You have to come here and stop babbling away at me. Fool! You couldn't have stopped her from shooting, could you?
I'm sorry, Emma. It all happened too fast. I didn't believe for an instant that Emily would shoot.
Of course, how could poor Emily ever have a wicked thought? No, she's so sweet and innocent. Butter wouldn't melt in her mouth.
I couldn't guess she would shoot.
Louis, we have no time to lose. Help me, please.
What on earth is she talking about? Come on, you're dead.
No. There's got to be a solution. I am made of the same stuff as you. I already survived a gunshot at point-blank range. I will survive this. Help me. I'll go mad if I stay here any longer. I must have been here several months. I stopped counting from... Hang on. What are you doing here? Are you dead?
Look, never mind. Don't take this the wrong way, but it would take too long to explain it all.
But you can move about, can't you?
I'm not dead, Emma.
So you should be able to help me.
Emma, I have no idea of what's going on. How do you expect me to help you?
There must be a way. I beg you, promise you will help me, Louis.
Emma, how can you expect me to promise anything under these conditions?
Don't leave me, Louis.
Look, I don't want to get your hopes up, Emma. I hope you understand. Farewell.
No, Louis. No! Louis! No! Don't leave me. Louis! Filthy scum, I'll kill you. I'll get out of here and I'll come looking for you, Louis de Richet. Do you hear me? I will find you.
I must be quick.
My memories. I'm losing my sense of who... Louis? Are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Pick up the thread of my thoughts, Louis. Of my memories. Make haste!
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference, supposedly to find her sister, whereas Emma hadn't even disappeared yet. The poor wretch was shot as her sister was setting foot on the island. I should have understood that earlier. Coming! And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He knew I would drink it. The rascal knows me better than I do myself. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? He broke the rules! He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Ah, Charles Francois, what an adventure. Ah, Charles Francois, what an adventure. It was so easy for me to sell your title of Marquis de Maintenon to Françoise d'Aubigné and to sail for the Caribbean islands. One of my greatest successes. With one stroke, I placed myself right next to the King of France, with a mistress under my orders. And I was able to impose my law over the seas of the triangular trade.
Anyhow, I should try to concentrate on his voice. He's talking about Charles-François d'Angennes and Françoise d'Aubigné. They were contemporaries of Louis XIV. This has nothing to do with what brought home here. I had to look somewhere else.
Dear Countess, do not start. What a pity you disappointed me.
I heard about this story. The Countess was apparently an acquaintance of Sir Gregory, but this has nothing to do with what's happening at the manor. I can put that one to the side.
Dear Countess, do not start. What a pity you disappointed me. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. It was a trap right from the start.
Previous conference? That's when Mortimer started putting his plan into action. That's how this whole thing began. Previous conference? That's when Mortimer started putting his plan into action. That's how this whole thing began.
I recalled Sparta.
One of Holmes' distant memories and one of his brothers. With an ego like his, he's undoubtedly talking about Mortimer. Could there be a link here? No, at the time they weren't enemies like they are today.
I recalled Sparta. And when
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holmes. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
he feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children, and Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we use.
This memory is important, but it's as if there's something missing. There must be an order to this.
I recalled Sparta. I recalled Sparta of my exchanges back then with my brother.
I'm losing focus. Come on, Louis, concentrate, concentrate. I must concentrate on the important memories, the ones that led Holmes into this situation.
France, so much effort, so much wasted time. His children are gathered together. Yes, and a cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. And the cherry on the cake is I drank And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
This memory is important, but it's as if there's something missing. There must be an order to this.
And coincidentally, who arrived? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
There's something missing.
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference.
No, not yet.
I can't hold out. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. It was a trap right from the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This is
the
the first
Hillsborough
event that
sisters.
brought home here.
He knew it.
Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
And when Elizabeth disappeared,
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holm. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
he cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
I must have missed a memory.
He feeds Louis. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children, and Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we...
What have I missed?
I recalled Sparta. I recalled Sparta. I recalled Sparta, of my exchanges back then with my brother. I did everything in my power to avoid the Peloponnesian War, but he wouldn't listen. He always wanted more. Father wasn't gentle with William back then, shutting him in the body of Pericles for 8 years, and reducing Athens and its cursed democracy to its knees.
One of Holmes' distant memories and one of his brothers. With an ego like his, he's undoubtedly talking about Mortimer. Could there be a link here? No, at the time they weren't enemies like they are today.
I recalled Sparta, of my exchanges back then with my brother.
I'm losing focus. Come on, Louis, concentrate, concentrate.
From the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This is
the
the first event that brought home here.
He knew it.
Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
France. So much effort. So much wasted time. Cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
I should come back to this later.
Coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
There's something missing.
Be quick! I must speak to you. François. Ah, Charles François. What an adventure. It was so
I'm getting carried away here.
Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you disappointed.
I heard about this story. The Countess was apparently an acquaintance of Sir Gregory, but this has nothing to do with what's happening at the manor. I can put that one to the side.
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference.
No, not yet.
It was a trap.
Previous conference? That's when Mortimer started putting his plan into action. That's how this whole thing began.
At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This is the
Hillsborough
first event that
sisters.
brought home here. Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
And when
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holm. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
Louis. He feeds Louis, and I continue. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children, and Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter. I recalled Sparta. France. So much effort. So much.
Analysis is correct, but there's no link to what interests me here.
Dear Countess Dunelstein, what a pity you disappointed me.
I heard about this story. The Countess was apparently an acquaintance of Sir Gregory, but this has nothing to do with what's happening at the manor. I can put that one to the side.
He allowed me to bring Emily.
It's about my first vision on the island, the day of my arrival. This could be the beginning of the story, yet Holm is talking about bringing Emily back again. So there must have been something before this.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his...
The blood that Mortimer used is deadly poison for a demon. Home won't survive it. Oh, it's over for him. He's finished.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
This is about my arrival, as well as Emily's. There must be an earlier memory that talks about my sisters.
And the cherry on the cake...
The blood that Mortimer used is deadly poison for a demon. Home won't survive it. Oh, it's over for him. He's finished.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. Ah, Charles François. What an adventure.
He's talking about Charles François d'Angennes and Françoise d'Aubigné. They were contemporaries of Louis XIV. This has nothing to do with what brought home here. I had to look somewhere else.
Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you disappointed.
I heard about this story. The Countess was apparently an acquaintance of Sir Gregory, but this has nothing to do with what's happening at the manor. I can put that one to the side.
Come to me. France. So much effort. So much wasted time. I recalled Sparta, and when Elizabeth disappeared,
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holm. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
I must have missed a memory.
He feeds Louis, and I continue to see. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we...
What have I missed?
He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. I recall Sparta. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference.
It's about my first vision on the island, the day of my arrival. This could be the beginning of the story, yet Holmes is talking about bringing Emily back again, so there must have been something before this.
I didn't want to believe it. And the cherry on the cake.
The blood that Mortimer used is deadly poison for a demon. Holmes won't survive it. Oh, it's over for him. He's finished.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
I should come back to this later.
And coincidentally, who arrives at...
This is about my arrival, as well as Emily's. There must be an earlier memory that talks about my sisters.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
There's something missing.
Be quick!
Who's there? Elizabeth? But I saw your body. You're dead.
Gregory? No. No, you are not Gregory. Something's not right. Gregory, you are in danger.
Elizabeth, what's the matter?
Who are you?
My name is Louis de Richet. Oh. Sarah de Richet's son.
Sarah. I know someone called Sarah, an impure, a spawn of Williams. No, you cannot be her son. She couldn't have children. What's happening here? My son is in danger. Talk!
I'm one of Lord Mortimer's allies. I'm here for the conference.
Yes. I see that you're telling the truth. Is the conference over?
Yes, but I don't think that's important anymore.
Gregory, what happened?
Well, apparently...
Speak!
Mortimer! He poisoned him.
Betrayal. He dared break the rules. He will be tracked down and punished for this.
I thought you were dead.
I am not Elizabeth Adams. She was killed. Brutally. Who killed her? Tell me.
I haven't the faintest idea.
You're lying. You know, don't you? Why hide the truth from me? Are you the one? No, no. It's not you. But you know who did it. One last time. Who killed Elizabeth Adams?
Just... I don't... William!
That is good, my child.
Oh. Whom do I have the honor of addressing?
You are just a fool, a mere child. I have no time to waste with you.
No, Louis, no. The longer you remain in his presence, the more danger you're in. Just get out of here.
Wait! I have a proposal to make to you.
I'm listening.
William has to pay for what he did. He had no right. No one must ever attack a member of one's own family. That is the law. If you don't want to be involved in all this, let me enter your mind. When the time comes, I will just step in.
You mean like with Elizabeth?
Elizabeth was not part of our family. She didn't get any choice.
But you can't say it worked out well for her. What's to say that once inside he won't stay there?
If I ask my children to respect the rules, then I must do so as well. So, do you accept my proposal?
Very well. I accept.
Good. Pursue your goal now. When the time comes, I will take care of William.
My head! Oh, it hurts like hell! Oh! I hope I made the right choice.